Hey y'all, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm sorry I'm so late. Um, Welcome back to Life is Strange, episode 3. Before we get started, I need to show off my makeup situation. I don't know if you can see it too well. I'll get right up close and personal with the camera and take my glasses off. I did blue eyeshadow with white eyeliner, and then I realized that the white was blending into the blue and just making it light blue. So I tried to do white on the bottom with my mascara, and then I don't know. And my blending isn't great, but I tried. The important thing is that I tried, and I took a risk. I don't know if it paid off. And my lip gloss looks a little more pink than white because my lips are in fact pink. But you know what? The important thing is that we're here. Are you ready for the gayest episode of Life is Strange? Are you ready to hear me freak out? Are you ready to hear me make a lot of noises? I downloaded my mic just fucking did a thing. Is that okay? Can you hear me? Is that good? I turned it down a bit. It peaked because I was getting too excited. Hopefully I didn't blow your eardrums out or anything. I downloaded God, can I say words? A Twitch chat overlay thing. If I can just get it. So I should be able to see the chat on my screen this time. Hopefully, in theory. There we go. Okay, so yeah, it's a little box on the side. Hopefully it works. Hopefully I can see all your messages. Maybe just type something in the chat so I can see if it works. But yeah, let's just get right into it and start episode 3. Oh, fuck me. Actually, we can't start episode 3 yet because I have to do my shit. Okay, so !map in the chat will lead you to medical aid for Palestinians. Please donate if you can. !GFP will lead you to Gamers for Palestine, the booklet made by the lovely people at Game Assist. It'll give you a bunch of information on the issue and how you can help, how you can get involved. Please read those. It is very important, especially as gamers, that we are trying to do everything we can and not be Zionists. What else? Oh yeah, !CW in the chat, as always, will give you content warnings. I did actually update the content warnings this time before I started, because that was the one thing I managed to do correctly. So those are, in fact, correct and right for episode 3. So be mindful of the content warnings, and yeah, let's just get right into this. Oh, I think I might move my chat to the right side a bit. Can you see the chat box, or can I only see it? Because, you don't really need to see it in theory. I just need to see it, but, just curious. Because, that's where my camera is, so I hope it's not, blocking my camera. You can't see it? Okay, good. Okay. Let's get this started. I still feel like there's something I'm forgetting to do, but such is life. It's kind of par for the course with having ADHD. You're constantly walking around with this perpetual feeling like you've forgotten to do something, but you can't remember what that thing is. And it's gonna bite you in the ass later. God, I've got blue all over my fingers. Can you hear those crickets? You should be able to hear the crickets. If you can hear the crickets, we're in business, so to speak. You can hear the crickets? That's a little vague, Steve. Does that mean you can hear it? Yes. Okay, good. So that means it's working. I think this is the only episode that doesn't start with a banger song. There actually aren't that many bangers in this episode. The only one I'm really sad about is Lua by Bright Eyes. For the girlies who know, you know. God, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot for me to handle personally. Banvan! It's a banvan!
Kate!
When I hear the description banger, I think how you melt. Yeah, that's respectfully, that's because you're old, Steve. Oh my god, I just realized she has my light. She has the pink light with like the thing and the. I'm not saying words correctly. There, that thing. Like it has like it like you can bend it and it has the little grooves on like the thing. Anyways. Is Lisa alive? You should be alive.
First I saved Chloe, then Kate, and now you, Lisa. Not a bad record for a week.
IKEA special light, yeah. Yeah, lots of people have shit from IKEA, so
Are
it's
you
not that
hungry,
much
Bunny?
of a surprise.
Here, nosh on this.
Hopefully we're not getting feedback into the mic. Last time I was, because I watched the VOD back and I
Glad the
realized we
lady
were getting
doesn't waste a
feedback
second
into the
exploiting
mic,
Kate.
so...
Now she has another video of herself all over the web. And even I'm in this one.
So yeah, hopefully that's not happening this
The
time.
news didn't mention my name.
Arcadia Bay Online News. Blackwell student attempts suicide on campus. Arcadia Bay, Oregon. A student at the prestigious Blackwell Academy almost jumped from the roof of a campus dormitory today. With most of the student and faculty as startled witnesses, authorities confirmed that the student Kate Marsh, 18, had been troubled, but the information is scarce at this time. Dozens of cell phones recorded the event, which ended with an unidentified student taking Marsh down to safety. Click here for video footage and further details. Yeah. I have not great feelings about that.
Besides Rachel, it's been a while since anybody vanished from Arcadia Bay.
Okay.
I shouldn't sound so disappointed.
Yeah, you really shouldn't. Missing persons list, Arcadia Bay, Oregon. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of the following missing persons, please Wait, shit, the chat's blocking it. Hang on, I have to move you. Please immediately contact the Arcadia Bay Police Department. Fucking Christ. And it just bumped somewhere else, and now I can't reach it. Fucking God, I hate this stupid thing. Alright, fine, I guess you'll stay there then. Be that way. Anyways, blah, 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 police, blah, blah, blah. Rachel Amber has been missing since April 22nd of 2013. Elton Casey, missing since November 10th, 2001. Melissa Lee Grayson, missing since March 22nd, 1997. Winston Smith, missing since June 8th, 1984. Sunshine Ray, real name unknown, missing since December 14th, 1973. That's interesting. Because it might be like a musician or something going by like a stage name, but like that kind of leads me to think about like, you know, trans people and like how they often go missing and are murdered and the police don't give a shit. I really can't grab that, huh? Just fucking... Ooh. That's so annoying. God. It's like, it's just stuck now.
I sure
Okay,
hope these
whatever.
people treat her better when
It's
she
fine.
comes back to school. If she does.
Okay. Kate Beverly Marsh. That's her social media page. Okay. Taylor, get well soon. You're in our hearts. Victoria, sending love to you. Kate. Evan, thinking of you. Mark, we love you, Katie. Come back to church soon. Alyssa, we're all behind you, Kate. Courtney, hope you feel better. Father Lamont. Is that Psalm 34:18? The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Zach, Blackwell Bigfoot's promised to win the next game for you. That's super helpful. Yeah, it's like so many of these people were either like straight up bullying her or did nothing like when she was
either I delete
suffering.
my page or I block everybody.
And now they're like, oh, sending love, ooh. It's so typical. Time is bunk. Oh my god. It's like she's in that like cringe like 2013 era of just like posting random quotes to her like I guess this is supposed to be Facebook, like her social media page. Evan, you actually made me proud to be at Blackwell. Bravo, Max, bravo. Eres una chica dura. I am not exactly sure what that means. I might have to look it up. Or like run it through Google Translate, or maybe someone else can do that, but I'm not exactly fluent in Spanish. Warren, Max Power, Hayden, Epic. Brooke, watching you walk down from that roof with Kate was the greatest thing I've seen in my life. Thank you. Yeah, this is weird. Like, Juliet, way to make the headlines, Max. Of course Juliet would focus on that. Dana, you're a hero, Max. Thank you. The only one I feel like good about is Dana, because like I know she's probably being genuine. But like all of these people, it's just the vibes are weird. Like, right? Like just like glorifying Max in this way, it's complicated. It makes me uncomfortable.
Everybody will be talking about Kate now. Blackwell might as well shut down for the next month. How did Sherlock Holmes deduce anything without the internet?
Good question. I don't think there's anything else I can look at right now.
No way can I clean that shit off. Time to get Samuel da Vinci to repaint.
Yeah, and like so many of her photos are messed too because of that. Alright, let's check her text messages. Alright, you get sorry about Kate. I hope you're okay. This eclipse freaks me out. Let's find out what's going on. Together! Yeah, we saw that already at the end of episode 2. Yo, Supermax, how's the Blackwell hero doing? The hero is still shaking with nerves. And they even got Nathan Prescott suspended. You're a boss, but no emoji! Listen, something weird and scary is going on at Blackwell. It's time for us to put the pieces together, cool? I have something to show you. Meet me in front of campus. Get that ass in gear now. Okay. What else do we have? Text from Warren, of course. Yo Max, just had to remind you again how fucking awesome you were today with Kate on the roof. I'll make you a superhero suit on the lab's 3D printer, cool? And I'd love to reward you with dinner and escaped Planet of the Apes. No pressure, truly. You say that, but you've asked me like multiple times, and I've rejected you multiple times, and you keep asking. Thanks, Warren. I need to rest my cape tonight. Nathan got suspended too, so it was a good day. I'll call you later, okay? Hey, whore. Feminazis will be exterminated. Watch out. I think that's probably Nathan. Being lovely as usual. Okay. Max, please call us as soon as you can. We are so proud of you for saving this girl, and we want to know how you are. So please get in touch. We love you. Sorry, Mom. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Swear. Thanks for letting me gush over our Blackwell hero. I miss your voice. We're very proud, so milk this moment. Let us know if you want to come up for a quick getaway, okay? We love you, Maxine. Yeah, people calling her Maxine is just weird and awkward.
This is disturbing. Yes, I have power, but Nathan is out of control.
The chat's buffering. I don't know if it's working. Okay. Seems fine. Alright. Let's get going.
Okay, this is scary dark. Let there be...
light. I think we already looked at all these. Yada.
So much hypocrite.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mentioned this already. Like, the fact that they are, like, all being concerned and shit now. Because they feel guilty.
Do they really need that crap on the door? Kate's still alive.
And continuing themes of, like, people, like, calling her a hero and, like,
I feel
glorifying
like
her
you're
for,
guiding
like,
us along.
Where? For what she did with Kate, and, like, it's just uncomfortable, the way people are, like, sort of...
Hey, Max? Come here.
Is there supposed to be, like, something there? Whatever.
Dana's really hurting over this.
Yeah, Juliet's is just the same as Dana's.
Hey, Dana. How are you doing? Better than Kate. I just can't believe she would even attempt suicide.
Blame Victoria.
Come on, don't blame yourself. There are other people involved, like Victoria Chase. She definitely deserves a face punch for pimping that video. I didn't do enough to step up. Now it's time for serious payback. In other words, revenge. So what exactly are you saying, Max?
Not
You
that
think
that's
this has
super
something to do
helpful,
with Nathan being expelled?
but, like, yeah, like, within the system we live in right now, like, it's hard to enact, like, true transformative justice when, like, the world and society is the way it is. And because, punishing Victoria or, getting revenge isn't necessarily super helpful, and it's not going to solve anything, nor is, like, punishing Nathan. But as long as Blackwell as an institution functions the way it does, and as long as the justice system functions the way it does, as long as society is the way it is, and these, like, toxic structures of power and systemic forms of oppression continue to persist, then, like, stuff like this is going to keep happening, and, like, we can't really produce, I guess, or any kind of, like, real justice. So it's entirely understandable that she and other people who like sympathize with Kate and are angry at Victoria would want revenge or for her to be punished. I think Nathan being suspended is a pretty good, like, at least temporary solution, because Blackwell isn't a mandatory or, like, it's not a mandatory institution, it's not a public school. It's not a right for him to attend it, it's a privilege. And having privileges stripped away from you when you do things that are unacceptable should be a consequence of your actions. But yeah, it's not really something that they can navigate super well in this context, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's complicated.
I don't want to drag you into this, okay? Not yet, anyway. I'm getting scared now. But people here are still sneaking out tonight. What? Like who? Victoria bounced out of here earlier, and now you, Sherlock? Not me. I need a break from today. Get some sleep too, Dana. I'll see you later.
She is, in fact, blatantly lying to Dana. Because she is going to sneak out of here. But okay.
Aw, Trevor is a sweetie. Good for Dana.
Okay. Hey, Dana, I've been thinking about you all day, and I know how hard it was for you to see Kate almost jump from the roof today. Glad that Max swooped in like a superhero. Yeah, continuing with that. I don't have anything deep or smart to say. I just want you to know that you're a good friend to Kate, and I wish she had more friends like you. You have been so good for me when everything else is fucked up, and I'm here for you always. I missed you, Trev. Okay, from Dana to Trevor, thank you so much for thinking of me. I keep seeing Kate on that roof, and I feel like I should have done more to help her. Max did more than anybody to save Kate, and I don't even think they're BFFs. So happy you're thinking about me. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, and you're just as good for me as you think I am for you. Dreaming of you tonight. That's actually kind of cute. XXO Dana.
If Dana talks to Juliet about this, she's gonna wish she didn't.
Oh god, here we go. Dana, I hope you're doing okay after today. I don't want to bother you, but I'm writing an article about Kate for the paper, and I wanted to know if you could answer a few short questions. It seems like there are too few answers. Let's talk when it's convenient for you, okay? Hope you're well. Sincerely, Juliet. To Juliet. Hi, Juliet. I know you want to find out more about Kate, but I'm still a little shaken up after today. I don't think you'll get too many answers so soon after what happened today. And maybe it's better to keep a low profile for the moment. Kate deserves some privacy for a change. XO Dana. Yeah, exactly. This is my ongoing, problem with Juliet, being such a, reporter TM. Instead of respecting people's privacy and, dignity and integrity and, just, not dehumanizing them and treating them like a subject or a story rather than actual people. Of course, people are upset after what happened. Of course, Dana doesn't want to, answer questions for an article. And, for Juliet to immediately be like, okay, so we're reporting on this now. It's just, and it's very much, I feel like a lot of the way, the stuff like this happens, it's very voyeuristic in places, and I don't know, the word vultures comes to mind. People are often like vultures, where they just swoop in and want to gobble up the tragedy. Yeah, it's paparazzi. Yeah, thank you, Steve. That's what I mean. It's it is paparazzi. It's people are just trying to feed on this for the sake of getting the story, for the sake of she's not even trying to necessarily further her own career right now, because she hasn't even graduated yet, but I guess it's in the long run, and it's just that's all she can think about right now, and she's not actually thinking about Kate, and it makes me uncomfortable. I really don't like it.
Oh, Victoria isn't here. Maybe I'll just wait and bide my time. Going through her shit.
Alright, yeah, we are going to go through Victoria's really quick. Since it usually takes me only 3 hours, give or take, to finish these episodes, I probably have some time to dick around a bit. I think I looked at all these.
Victoria is about as straight
already
as me. But she really appreciates style. I'll title this one, Portrait de la Assholes.
God, yeah. This is the stuff of nightmares. Just a bunch of white rich people. Nathan looks like such a douchebag in that photo. I mean, to be fair, he always looks like a douchebag, but he looks like crime douchebag.
Whoa, there's Kate. Totally high. She looks confused. Not like she's partying.
I wonder who took that photo. Nathan?
Well. Victoria and Taylor actually show remorse.
Hey, sweet tea, what up? I'm just avoiding some lame-ass science homework. How can anybody do fucking homework after somebody almost jumps off a roof? I can't believe we all saw it live. It was like watching a reality show. I've never seen the campus so quiet, everyone's afraid or hiding. Yes, I feel like total shit for everything I said about Kate and that stupid video. Let's get some peeps to meet up later. This girl needs a serious curfew cocktail. We'll drink to Kate, Fee. What a trip that was today, seeing Max and Kate like that. I need a drink too. Let me know the time. Sweet tea. They're not, of legal drinking age in the US, right? There's no way they're 21, so I have questions. But I don't know, maybe she has, a fake ID or something. By the way, I don't know if you can read my shirt. It might be too low. But it says, "Don't tell me to smile." I thought it was very on brand for Miss Chloe Price.
This is
also
like a
for
thread
me.
For sociopaths. Max Crackfield? Lame. Party on, dudes.
God, the chat's blocking half of this and they can't figure out how to move it. No. Hang on. Let's see if I can just... I don't know what happened. Like, I had it, I was grabbing it, everything was fine, and now it's like, I just can't get it. I just can't get it. Shit. Okay, come on. I think I might have to, like, hang on 1 second. Just 1 second. I think I might have to, like... Oh, boy. No. Try and, like, I don't know, maybe quit it and then restart it. Yeah. I think I might have to do that. Okay, so Twitch chat overlay. Here we go. There we go. I still can't grab it. I give up. We're just gonna have to finesse this.
Well. Victoria and Taylor actually show. This is like a thread for sociopaths. Max Crackfield? Lame.
Okay, that's better.
Party on, dudes.
Alright. The Tweemo bitch, Max Cockfield, got me fucking suspended. Can you believe it? My dad owns the fucking dorm where she plays with her selfies. My parents have lost their shit and are threatening me with a fucking job in my dad's office. Oh, God, I fucking hate him. He is the goddamn worst. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, can you believe, like, a fucking job? Like, the absolute worst kind of punishment. Like, just, I feel so sorry for you, Nathan. Like, fucking woe is me. What a tragedy. Anyways. How dumb is he to have me repping him? Max Crackfield and Blackwell need to go fucking down, and the end of the world party is fucking on. You in? Cheers, Prescott. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That is bullshit. No way can Blackwell suspend you. I knew that Max was trouble the first time I saw her ass kissing Mr. Jefferson with that retro camera. Notice that everybody she hangs around gets in trouble? And yes, the Vortex Club will be bringing the end of the world to Blackwell, no matter what. I'll SMS you that later so we can plot in person. Hang in there, V. God. They're fucking words. Ugh. Okay.
First,
yeah, I already looked at that. Okay.
This is the end of the Vortex Club. That's a lot of bank just to clean paint from a sweater.
It was not worth
Victoria's secret. She's a geek.
Victoria's Secret. The game makes that joke twice, and I like it. Did I go through this already?
Here they are getting loaded with Satan.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Here... yeah, I think I looked at everything already. Okay. Okay. What is this?
I hope you burn bright again soon, Kate.
Like, for Kate Marsh. I don't know what that quote is. Oh, it's on Max's room. Slate. Wherever you go, there I am. That's fucking terrifying.
That's a depressing thought.
And also,
and
yeah, very self-centered. Like, really? Alright. Let's get out of here.
So Chloe is waiting for me in front of the main hall.
Okay, cool. cool. Oh, hang on. I gotta rewind.
Look at the lens.
Look at
and
those
say,
squizzles trying to chase the little, like, fireflies or whatever they are. Dragonflies. That's so cute.
Oh, it's unlocked. I hope Samuel isn't around.
Okay.
I know Samuel doesn't wear silky scarves. So, who does?
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, girl stuff. Like,
Who knew Samuel was so into runway
the
fashion?
scarf and then, like, this, like, model magazine and stuff. Like, it's either sort of implied that he, like, had something to do with Rachel's disappearance, because, like, he has the
Nuts
stuff,
and
and, like,
bolts.
oh, it wouldn't belong to
Like my
Samuel because
grandpa's
it's girl
garage.
stuff. So, like, it has to belong to Rachel. And that's kind of yikes.
Nothing here.
Also, like, if you read deeper into it, it could be kind of, like, maybe indirectly, like, the linking of, like, femininity and suspiciousness, or, like, femininity within, like, men or people assigned male at birth or read as men. Like, it's often a very, like, used in very, like, transmisogynist. Ruin the party. Is everything okay? We're good now. Okay. Anyways. Fucking Christ, I might... Hang on. There we go. Anyways, so... Yeah, often used in, like... What was I saying? Often used in a very, like, transmisogynistic way. To be like, oh, like... This person, like, who shouldn't be, like... experimenting with femininity or, like, wearing and dressing in feminine ways is, like, inherently suspicious and deviant and blah 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 and might be up to something, and, like, that's sort of often it's expanded on in, like, horror. Why the fuck did you just pause yourself? God, this game is possessed. Today is really not my day, huh? Often, like, expanded on in horror games, or not horror games, sorry, like, a lot of horror movies, like, there's some off the top of my head, like Psycho, and I think also maybe Silence of the Lambs. Am I thinking of the right one? I might be mixing titles in my head, but, like, I feel like it might be Silence of the Lambs. You know what I mean, right? Anyways, sorry. This technology has ruined my tangent. Anyways, let me just progress. I wonder how many of the photos I've got. I know Chloe's texting me. Max? Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming, sweetheart. Hold on. She's so impatient, this girl. Alright. And I went back and I got the photos I was missing from episode 2 because it was bothering me, so... Yeah. Alright, I think I know how to swing this.
Principal Wells. Are you serious? I'm toast if he sees me. Max the Ninja strikes again.
Hell yeah. Max the Ninja strikes again.
Booyah!
Jesus, she always scares me every time that happens.
Booyah. Like I'm a scary punk ghost. More like a scary punk asshole. Hey, Chloe, I didn't exactly have the greatest day trying to keep my friend from jumping off the roof. I don't think I need you to prank me tonight, okay?
Sorry, but you absolutely balls to the walls did save your friend.
Kate saved herself.
She's a lot
I
more
couldn't even
remorseful
use
if
my
Kate
pen.
dies, which I think
My
is
head felt like it
interesting.
was being crushed. And then I had no clue what to say to her on that roof.
Don't be so modest, Rockstar. Kate is alive because of you. You obviously said the right thing, and your badass power is gonna save us all. We just need to connect the plays.
And find out who almost killed Kate. We have to stop this from
Chloe
happening
really
to
is
anybody
like
else.
the number one
Oh yeah, and somehow
Max
stop that tornado from
cheerleader.
wiping out Arcadia Bay, right?
I was rewatching where I was watching because the Game Assist YouTube channel just posted the video. The video of the stream of Life is Strange Before the Storm Remastered that I did attend, but that was months ago, so I got to see it again. And I was reminded of this comment I made, which I still stand by, of how like I love how Chloe makes fun of Max because it clearly comes from a place of love, and she's the only one who's allowed to make fun of her. Like, Chloe is Max's number one cheerleader and like her biggest fan, and she's also the first one to like call her out on her shit and also playfully make fun of her, and I think that's just really adorable. And it's also a testament to like how close they are and like just how good they are for each other, I think, because like they just complement each other so well. Like they listen to each other and they like hype each other up and they build each other up, but they also like check each other, and God, I love Bristol so much. Just laugh. Okay. Anyways.
Didn't you say that it was all about chaos theory?
Moving on.
I don't see any control over this chaos.
Oh right, except for your ability to, oh yeah, manipulate time and space. No biggie.
Chloe, I just feel weird about some of my decisions. Especially after I just got Nathan expelled.
Dude, do not even torture yourself like that. Let's focus on looking for clues, okay?
About Rachel?
We need to find out more about who Rachel was involved with around here.
She was able to blend in with everybody, even with people I hated.
And even though I don't know her, it feels like Rachel is guiding us to the truth.
Fuck the truth. I just want to find my friend right now. It scares me to think where she could be. Do you think she's...
I've actually never seen what happens if you say dead.
Dead? I'm sorry. I hate even saying that, Chloe.
Not as much as I hate thinking it. Max, we have to find Rachel soon. We have to.
I promise you we will. Like you said, it's
No, you
time to
will.
start the search for clues. Now tell me what's your secret.
Drum roll, please. I present the spare keys to Blackwell. Thank you, step prick.
You are such a boss, Chloe. I just don't want you to get into any more trouble.
Look at all the trouble dropping in Arcadia Bay. At this point, who gives a fuck anymore? We're in it to win it, Max. Lead the way.
I'm so glad you're my partner in crime.
As long as you're
my partner in
I'm
time.
so grown here.
I love that. Oh my god. I love them. I love them. They're so good.
Thank you again so much for helping me
Anyways.
put together a portfolio.
Hopefully the
Sorry, I
rest
keep
of the
like
class will
readjusting
follow your lead.
myself.
I'm sorry I
'Cause
was distracted.
I just
as
need
you
to
know.
fidget.
It's not been a good day for Blackwell.
I know this has been an awful day, and you can talk to me anytime, Mr. Jefferson.
Thank you, Victoria. I'm glad it had a relatively happy ending.
I don't know what I would have done if Katie jumped.
Katie? I had no idea you two were that close. Did she?
Well, how does this affect the Everyday Heroes contest?
It doesn't. The contest is still a go, and I still have to pick the winner to best represent Blackwell. I've got all the photos, except one from Max.
I'll give you a one-word sneak preview of Max's photo. Selfie. Listen, you've seen my entry. You know it's better than that. Wouldn't that be so cool to hang out together in San Francisco, Mark?
Stick to Mr. Jefferson, Victoria, please. And, I haven't picked a winner yet.
You already love my work, so it's not like you're playing
Not to
favorites.
rehash things I've already said,
Just
but like
imagine if you picked my photo, though. We would have to spend a lot of time together.
piggybacking
That
off
could
of
be fun.
the thing I
don't
was
you think?
saying
I'm going to think that you
during
didn't say
episode
any of
2
You might as well
regarding
choose me.
like his
Otherwise, I
feelings
might have to tell
about
people you offered to choose
women
my
and,
photo for
well, let's be
favors or
honest,
something.
teenage girls
that. As a favor to your
and
future,
expressing
I'll
their
also ignore that
sexualities
undisguised
versus
threat.
like
This
his like
conversation is officially over, Miss Chase. I suggest
his
you go back to
outlook
your brain.
on
Wait,
purity
I
and
only-
innocence, etc.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And we can get more into that later, especially in episode 5. But sorry, I think I do need to pause this just so I can think better. We can definitely get more into that in episode 5 because I have a lot of things I want to say about certain aspects of that when we get to, what we get to. But he seems so like disgusted and put off like when Victoria makes a move on him. And like that, and it's weird because like when you first play the game, that kind of almost seems like a decent, the bar is in hell literally for men, but it seems like a somewhat decent thing for him to do. Like, oh, he's not like, gonna like accept this like student's advances. Like he's gonna like brush her off and shut her down because that's the right thing to do. At least he's doing that, right? But like I think like knowing, what we know, because I guess I am giving away spoilers. Like his disgust and rejection of Victoria is clearly, I think, more to do with her having agency and expressing her sexuality versus someone like Max or Kate and his view of them as like pure and innocent. And yeah, it's a yikes. But it's interesting. It's interesting when you get into like how that interacts with stuff like queerness. Because we can definitely like get into that more in episode 5 and with some of the comments he makes about like Rachel and Chloe. I think it's interesting. Also, to piggyback off of some of the things that Sarah said, regarding like whiteness and race, like because people often associate like innocence inherently with whiteness, sometimes without even realizing it. And it's something that's really only afforded usually to white people, particularly white children and minors. And if you think about it, like I think all of the girls he chooses for the darkroom are white, based on context clues and also pictures and whatnot. But it's weird when you think about Stella and how he like seems to somewhat take an interest in her regarding like getting her the job at the party later on, but I don't know if that's like him setting her up as a potential victim, because she doesn't seem like the kind of girl he would be interested in, i.e. a racialized woman of color, and also she has like a certain amount of agency and expresses that agency. But it's interesting, and of course it is extremely interesting if you want to have conversations regarding innocence and Life is Strange 2 and how innocence and race are seen by most people and people's idea of childhood and how it often inherently is about whiteness and how people often don't see kids of color as kids and inherently innocent. That gets really, really juicy when you think about Life is Strange 2. And you can tell how excited I am to play Life is Strange 2. My friend Rory was messaging me this morning saying how much she wants to replay that game, and I'm like, I want it to be August. I want it to be August. I never fucking say that. I hate August. It's the worst month ever. But like, it's Sean's birthday, so that's when I'm gonna play Life is Strange 2, and I'm so excited for my playthrough of Life is Strange 2 because I've got a lot to say, and the discourse is juicy, and I'm aware that like, a lot of the stuff I'm already getting into is stuff that like racialized people of color have already talked about, and I will of course be like constantly name dropping the video essay by Game Assist, primarily done by Sarah. Institutional racism in Life is Strange 2, I think is what it's called. It's a very good video essay, and also other thoughts and takes that I've seen on social media from various people of color. But it's interesting when you get into discourse regarding like like I said, innocence and children and the way like Sean and Daniel are perceived versus I think also the way certain people in the fandom perceive them. And like there's so much like adultification of both Sean and Daniel to the point where like it's done in obvious ways, but also sometimes in subtle ways too that you can often miss. And there's conversations we can have regarding like parentification and the trauma of that. And, ooh, it gets juicy. It gets real juicy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's a conversation for August. But it's going to get real juicy. Sorry, I was ignoring your messages, Steve. I think that is an accurate assessment. Thank you. Toxic men don't like women who follow their own agency. That's very, very true. Mean, I meant men. How you can't spell mean without men. Sure, that works. Yeah, it's true. It reminds me of that one, I think it was a Tumblr post or maybe a tweet, I don't know, from a million years ago that was like, you can't spell disappointment without men because men are a fucking disappointment.
You know it.
Dude, I don't know about this. We're both already in so much trouble.
Not to mention the weed you brought into my room. Joking.
I'm serious. We're not kids anymore. We're breaking and entering.
If I have a key, how can it be breaking? They can't charge us for just entering.
I'm serious. We could go to jail.
Not if I'm related to the head of Blackwell security. Stepshit will not want me in the hands of the local police. So we better find out what's in the principal's office first. You can rewind if we get caught, right? You have mad powers, Max.
But my powers didn't save Kate. Maybe I did on my own.
Come on. One more door and our work here is done. That's it. What the fuck? The security officer should have the key to the principal's office.
He's hiding shit, like everybody here.
Well, now we definitely have to get this door open. Believe it or not, I know a little about lockpicking, thanks to Frank. I might as well test out my thief skill.
Honestly, that's hot.
Go for it. We're already in this deep.
Well, you could look for the key, just in case.
Why, yes, I could.
Alright. I think you have to search a certain amount of drawers before she gives up.
Dead end.
But if you look at this hunting hat.
Only a total phony would wear a crappy hat like that.
That's a Catcher in the Rye reference.
Boring.
Because her name is Max Caulfield, and the protagonist of Catcher in the Rye is I think his name is Holden Caulfield. As I understand it, I haven't actually read the book, but I've heard people talk about it enough that now it feels like I have, but I probably should at this point. It's one of the quote-unquote, well, I don't really think it's a classic. It's one of those, like, books that English majors have to read. Books that, Sarah actually likes, so I have a feeling that I might like it too. And yeah, it's also one of those books that, like, it has been said that teenage boys really shouldn't read it because they often take away the wrong lessons from it. Like, I think it's kind of like Lolita in the sense that, like, some people read it and have zero critical thinking skills and then think that just because the person is the narrator and the main character, that means you're supposed to agree with everything they say and they're correct and their point of view is the one you should always side with and sympathize with because they don't know how critical thinking works, apparently. Like, honestly, we really need to either A, start teaching critical thinking properly in schools, or B, just, like, stop letting certain people read certain books. Otherwise, we end up with shit like the entire publishing industry promoting Lolita in a certain way, like the fucking covers of those books. They're ridiculous. And, like, the movie adaptations and shit, it's just, like, just completely, it just went off and took on a life of its own and just completely destroyed what it was originally supposed to be about. But anyways... yeah, and, like, I think, as I understand it, the protagonist of Catcher in the Rye also wears like a red hunting hat, so that's why that's connected. And he is constantly calling people phonies, but the whole thing is like he's a hypocrite because he's always lying to everyone. So like he's being a phony too, and like you're clearly meant to be like, oh, this is like a flawed character who like isn't aware of his flaws, and like you're not always supposed to like agree with his point of view, but a lot of people, I think a lot of like teenage boys in particular, read that book uncritically and they're like, ah, yes, the world is against me and everyone sucks, and then they're just like, they dip further and further into like toxic, violent masculinity. Why does this keep pausing itself? Fucking stop. Anyways. Okay.
Nothing to see here.
I don't usually do well with like what I like to call English major books. Like, I'm just not a fan. I tried reading Age of Innocence and I almost killed myself because of how boring and terrible I found it. Like, I was gonna watch the movie, but I didn't want to pay for it, so I ended up just reading the SparkNotes version. I think I got like 3 chapters in, and then I was like, no, fuck this, I can't do this. I'm gonna die.
No key for me. We have to find another way in.
Guess I didn't spend enough time.
And I haven't tried reading anything.
But I'll use
like,
my DIY lockpick tools while you come up with a better plan.
My plan has a name.
What are some of the other ones? Like
hey,
other
Warren,
shit.
You busy?
Like that. The fact that I can't even think
Just
of
bubble hearth. You'll be okay. Listen, I need your
examples.
physics
I think it's pretty
expertise
telling.
stat.
I'm not a fan of English
somebody
reading.
had access to the art and science labs and wanted to
The one
construct a device
English,
that
well,
would
actually, that's not
say,
true.
open
One
a
of my,
locked
but
door.
one of my English
Would you maybe
professors,
kind
I
of know
had
how?
one of, I think, 3, because I only took like
I'm
3
just asking
courses.
for fun. Thanks,
Said something along the lines of like, I don't know, he was talking about like the
Stay.
classics and like
We need
what
you
we
as
think of as
backup.
literature.
Just
and
send the text
he said something how like
now.
science fiction and fantasy weren't literature. Because I think one of the students brought up like an example of like Lord of the Rings or something. He was like, Lord of the Rings is not literature. And he went on a tangent about how like science fiction and fantasy are not literature, true literature. And I was like,
try not to wake up everybody at Blackwell.
It's like a continuation of that whole like, oh, video games aren't like real art bullshit that you often find in academia that just makes me want to punch faces.
Can you stay here and not get caught?
Because like, yes, it is. Like fucking like
you, Lupin.
The race is on. See you soon.
Art and also narratives in English and shit. I really think like What Remains of Edith Finch should be taught in like English courses if you're going to do something along the lines of like constructing narratives and like studying different ways to pause itself again, studying different ways to tell stories, because like the way that those narratives work are so fucking creative. I'm going to play it in January, I think, and I'm so excited because like I've seen so many playthroughs of it, but I'm really excited to do it myself. And like the different ways that like those stories are told of like the different family members and their deaths are so like they're all different and they're so creative, and I can't think of other words to say what I mean, but just like innovative and unique and different, and like, but they make sense to like every individual character, and they're also deeply sad and heartbreaking, and that game's just a lot. But I love it, and I'm so excited to play it for the channel, or not the channel, what am I saying? My
There's no
account.
way David
What do I call this thing? This thing that I have that I'm currently streaming on my Twitch. Do I call it the channel? My Twitch channel? Is that the correct terminology? I'm not exactly sure. But anyways. And the freaking chat is blocking this again. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Dear Michelle Grant, as head of security at Blackwell Academy, it's my job and duty to make sure all the bases have been covered. When the chat's covering that, I think I might just have to try and get rid of this again and then like grab it. Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, so
There's no way David would get in Mrs. Grant's face.
Dear Miss Michelle
She
Grant,
shows
as
his
head of
eyes
security at
fast.
Blackwell Academy, it's my job and duty to make sure all the bases have been covered when it comes to protecting the student body. You know, I'm nobody's favorite among the faculty and students, but I know I'm making sure their safety is my prime directive. Since taking over as head of security, my statistics speak for themselves, as does the 15.4% drop in campus crime. Those are the same thing. You said my statistics speak for themselves, as does, and then you state the statistics. Like, it's just the same thing said in different ways, David. I respect your position as a science teacher, but you have unfairly demonized my plans for a surveillance system with a cowardly petition. I hope that you will redact this petition and reconsider the human cost of not retrofitting Blackwell Academy with the latest in safe and private security. Sincerely, Madison, David. Fuck this guy. Anyways.
Warren is such a classic.
Warren sent us the text messages of how to blow up the door. Now pay attention, 007. You have to find 4 objects. Sugar, a soda can, duct tape, sodium chlorate. Here's how you do it. Any questions? Sodium chlor, what the fuck? It's just a powder used to create chlorine dioxide. Shit, everybody knows that. So are you really going to try this? Keyword is try. I bow to your wisdom. Okay.
Let's see if I can find those items.
Alright. Let's try and bring up the Twitch overlay again. Fuck. There we go. Gotcha. Okay. You can actually search
Nothing
through the
in it.
trash. That's interesting. In classic Nancy Drew fashion. What's the thing in Nancy Drew? I don't know. Just like classic detective
What do you
fashion.
know? Trash.
But also not like the police. Someone was talking the other day about how like Nancy Drew is such a great example of how like you can investigate shit and like be interested in justice and solving
Release
shit
the
and not
crackhead.
be involved with the police and not be like carceral about shit.
It's all mine anyway. Only 3 more items to go.
I've always found that whole thing interesting. Which direction am I going in? Anyways, this way. Forget how she runs. Right, shift. I've been fucking replaying Tomb Raider and now I'm like avoiding hitting shift because in Tomb Raider shift is roll. So like I kept hitting shift to make Lara sprint by accident and then she kept like either shuffling or rolling.
Gross. I hate that formalin smell.
And then I was like, fuck. So then I trained myself out of hitting shift and now I need to retrain myself to hit shift again
Only a
because I'm
B
playing this
minus?
game.
Warren has shattered my faith.
Okay, I'm not changing his
Of course,
grade because I don't
I'm
fucking
barely
care.
passing science.
We have sugar. Sugar.
Ooh, sugar. You're halfway home, Max.
Can you go away, Warren, please? There's a photo here. I think she makes another judgmental comment if you look at this.
Ew, gross.
Yeah.
At least switch to e-cigs.
Yeah, it's massively unhelpful the way she's like, ew, smoking's gross. Like, yeah,
Here's
like,
the sodium chlorate box.
people who do it know it's bad for you. It's a fucking addiction.
You know you're clumsy, Max. Don't waste your rewind power.
I love the way the game, like, makes fun of itself in, like, previous episodes. I really do love Don't Nod for that. Also, the bottle joke showing up in almost every single Life is Strange game. Like, I think
One
it's
more
always 5
ingredient left.
bottles in, like, every single game.
Everybody's asleep. I hate to wake them up, but I want a picture.
And I want
Good
my
evening,
achievement.
Fish.
Max talks to animals the way I talk to animals, and they feel very, like, seen by that.
Thanks, Fish. Nice work.
Oh god, my throat hurts. When we play Night in the Woods, I'm gonna be struggling, because I'm gonna have to narrate that entire thing and, like,
Please
voice
resume
act
slumber.
everyone. I'm gonna have to get myself a big-ass bottle of water and some Halls and just pray for the best.
I never said they were great, troll.
I had sex with your mom. Classic teenage bullshit. Where am I? Okay, that's the door, right? Yes. Okay, I still need to get tape. I think that's it. So that's the science room. Is this the
I
art
thought
room?
we used some tape in Jefferson's class last week.
Or is the art building? No, I think it's this way. Fucking, I don't know what I'm doing. Science. Right, I can run. No, this is the way I came. Fuck me. Okay. That's science. Is that art? Or is that just something else? Kate's locker.
So glad you still have your locker, Kate.
There we go, that's the art classroom. Okay.
This is like a scene in a horror film.
Oh, God.
I feel silly thinking I probably should find those items now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, girl. Jesus, not her interrupting
never
herself.
escape the
Hi,
lighthouse
Faye, happy
here.
Friday. Hi, Rory. So glad you could join us for the gayest episode of Life is Strange. Hopefully you can stay for the massive gay, fun, homosexual gay time gay.
Oh, Kate. Even when you were sad, you tried to see the good in the world. Shit. Daniel's a better illustrator than photographer, said Max, the art critic.
I mean, she's kind of right,
Victoria.
but yeah.
That is pretty fucking sweet. How can I hate somebody that shoots like that?
I mean, you can. Like, I love plenty of works made by people who I hate. For example, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Although Buffy the Vampire Slayer wasn't just made by Joss Whedon, like, other people were involved in its creation. Other people are involved in its production, and to deny that would be unfair to all the other people who worked on the show. But I think, like, the whole separate the
tape in Jefferson's class last
child. The whole separate the art from the artist thing is, like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It kind of depends, and you kind of should take it like a case-by-case basis. And also, if you're still giving money to that person, it's a big fat yikes, especially in the case of J.K. Rowling. Like, the way she's doing active harm with the money she gets from, like, the money that is spent towards Harry Potter bullshit is, like, and she directly uses that to fund, like, anti-trans causes and to spread her bullshit, like, you just shouldn't be, like, supporting her anymore. And even to involve yourself in Harry Potter shit, like, without giving her money, like, you're still keeping her relevant that way and keeping her name alive. And, like, the way she's, like, actively doing harm right now, like, it's just, it's a bad, massive bad look to be still interested in Harry Potter. Like, I'm sorry about your nostalgia or whatever, but it's, like, for me personally, it's been killed. Like, I can't watch those movies anymore or read those books or, like, involve myself in any of that stuff anymore without just feeling sick, kinda, and sad, and just, it's tainted for me now. So, like, I don't understand how it can't be for anyone else. Actually, I can, because those people are mostly cis, and they don't have the same personal stake in this that trans people do. But, yeah, anyways. So, yeah, you know, case-by-case basis, blah, blah, blah. Maybe don't give money to horrible people. It's complicated. You can occasionally separate the art from the artist. I don't know. I have to go get tape. I wouldn't miss it. I'm glad.
Victoria's cigarettes? I'm sure Mr. Jefferson is impressed.
Yeah, continuing with this theme, like, it's interesting because Chloe's a smoker, but she never really says anything directly to her about it, but she clearly doesn't like it, and, like, her constant judgmental comments are really massively unhelpful, because, like,
Now it's time to show Chloe that Max is the bomb.
Because, like, I'm not a smoker, but I am, shall we say, someone who has a bit of a drinking problem. And, like, just being like, oh, you shouldn't do that, or that's unhealthy, or that's bad for you, is massively unhelpful because, like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, we already know that. Like, the people who smoke know it's killing their lungs, and they know it's bad for them, and they know they should probably stop. You telling them that isn't going to change anything other than just make them feel even worse. Like, it's an addiction. You're being massively unhelpful by being judgy and preachy. I think the way that everyone approaches addicts in general in the society is just really fucked and also just massively unhelpful. I think certain people just like to feel morally... Why are you running, girl? Am I not pressing shift? Okay, Max has apparently decided she doesn't know how to sprint anymore. But what was I saying? Oh, the game's doing this thing where it keeps, like, pausing itself. I don't know what that's about.
First Rachel and now Kate? This is the end of the Vortex Club.
No, but seriously, like, what was I saying? I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, people are annoying. Oh yeah, now I remember. I think certain people just like to feel morally superior. I'd fucking kill you! Okay. Anyways.
Take it easy on the door, Chloe. Let's try this instead.
Time to blow shit up!
Literally.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
Time to blow shit up!
Chloe and I are the same person in this regard.
This is so cool!
This also reminds me of that scene in Farewell where they're blowing up her Barbies. It's with firecrackers. She clearly is, like, I think I said this last episode, but she clearly is still just, like, a science geek at heart.
Fucking cool!
And I think that's really sweet.
Oh, we are toast! Here comes the whole Arcadia Bay Fire and Police Department. So what should we do?
Come on. I know what to do. Let's go. See, now you know how to run. Okay, there we go. Oh, before we continue, I don't know if you like my makeup today. I tried to do, like, an on-theme thing, like, with, like, blue eyeshadow and, like, white eyeliner. I don't know if it worked out okay, but my blending could probably use some work, but I actually kind of like it. I think it's a vibe.
If I can get this bastard open, she can't cheat with her rewind. Oh, this is bullshit! Fuck you, door!
Welcome to my domain.
You are magic! I have no clue how the hell you got in there, but you did it, sister.
The company I keep. Now, let's find what we want and beat it. My powers only go so far.
Man, I can see why the principal locks this room up. Fancy faux art crap.
Literally, me and Chloe are on the same page.
But no taste.
She is so correct, though. Like, she is so right.
How can you trust somebody who has a fucking bronze bird in his office? I'm glad I was expelled.
Yes, if only the principal had a Monet or Picasso, you'd still be at Blackwell.
Eat me. I'm gonna pilfer the papers on this ugly-ass desk.
I love them so much. Okay, come on.
Okay, sure. It's ugly, but damn, is it a cozy chair.
I think this is one of my favorite photos that Max takes of Chloe.
This is your chance to
because it feels the most like her.
Sherlock.
It feels the
Find
most
some
like
clues about Rachel or Kate or Nathan.
Chloe.
Anybody.
Chloe's essence, if you will, coming through. Like Chloe's spirit and Chloe's agency. Like it feels like, you know what I mean? I don't know why that keeps happening, but we're just gonna ignore it. There we go.
Chloe, say hello to my little friend.
Say
Chloe's all
goodnight
realist in the room. So true, queen. So true. Or king. Or I don't know if you have like a preference for like gendered like terms of endearment like that, Rory. But like if you don't want to be called something, just feel free to let me know, and I will respect that. You may have told me before, and I just forgot. If I did, I'm sorry. But so true. That is so fucking true. The scene is hilarious, as it is true. Yes, it is hilarious. Completely talked over the whatever. It's fine. You can see it here. I fucking love that shot. So good, so good.
That is so cool that my signature actually counted. Go, Miss Grant.
You're good, I'm fine with any terms. Okay, cool. For the longest time, I wasn't sure if I liked being called queen, because, like, gender, I think I have mixed feelings about it. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I don't. Like, I think, like, from other queer women, or, like, women-aligned people, or, like, basically people who are not men, or mainly people who are not cis men, like, I'm fine with it, but, like, or, like people who are not straight, like, basically the cis hets, like, can't call me queen or anything, like, gendered terms, but, like, other people, it's fine. I'm partial to monarch. I kind of like monarch. Anyways. Dear Miss Grant, as principal of Blackwell Academy, it is my glad, happy, fortunate duty. He's, like, crossing those out and trying to figure out which one works. To inform you that your petition to block the installation of a new surveillance system has received enough signatures for the school to reject the plan. It is not my policy to take sides on in these matters, as we encourage the faculty and student body to participate in their school's operation. However, I did recognize the controversial nature of these cameras and share your concern for possible invasions of privacy. Thank you for your passion in inspiring Blackwell students to make their voices heard. I hope they will feel empowered by the outcome of your petition. Best, Principal Wells. Helfay, our new monarch. Thanks, Steve. I, for one, welcome the rule of our gay overlord.
So, Nathan Prescott's dad is a bully, too. Shocker.
In light of the recent outrageous allegations against my son and his suspension, wow, can I read? Hello. I feel that my large contributions to Blackwell Academy should also be suspended. Of course, the situation can be rectified once Nathan is reinstated at Blackwell with a written apology. Along with that, I understand that the tragic event involving Miss Marsh gives you pause, but I would suggest that canceling Thursday's party is not conducive to the can-do spirit of Blackwell Academy. I expect you to reconsider and come to the same obvious conclusion. Thank you, Sean Prescott. Wow, what a dick. I hate him. He reminds me of the way, like, executives talk and speak. Like, he reminds me of the CEO of the company that I worked for once upon a time. He also kind of reminds me of this one manager I had. Especially the phrase, that is not conducive to the can-do spirit of Blackwell Academy. That gives me, like, trauma flashbacks to some of my conversations with a certain manager.
Weird.
It's a lot.
This asshole has a spotless record.
So much. I don't like it. Okay, Nathan Joshua Prescott, GPA 3.7. Brief summary. Nathan Prescott continues his family's historical legacy at Blackwell Academy with a stellar academic record and a variety of extracurricular activities, including work with the Arcadia Bay Homeless Fund. Nathan is also popular with students and faculty. He stands as a proud representation of Blackwell. Well, isn't that just so sweet and great? I am going to vomit.
2 more files to go.
Oh, here's the time for the discourse.
Based on all this. But there's not much here about the police investigation.
The chat is blocking the thing again. Okay, let's see if I can finesse this. Unfortunately, Rachel Amber has stopped attending class for the past month, and she's left no contact with students or faculty for the past month. Her parents are at present... Oh, fuck me. Unaware, I think? Is that what that word says? Unaware of her whereabouts. We're going to pretend it says unaware. Unaware of her whereabouts and Blackwell hopes for her quick return to continue her academic excellence. Brief summary. Rachel Amber is the quintessential student representation of Blackwell Academy. She excels in all of her studies and extracurricular activities, which are numerous. Popular with both students and faculty, she has the de facto qualities of scholarship and leadership that is a hallmark of Blackwell's legacy. Her diverse goals include a career in international law and fashion modeling. There's no doubt that Rachel will achieve all of her dreams with Blackwell as the fulcrum. I love how they're giving themselves credit for Rachel's success. Like, yes, it is because of us, this institution, that this girl is excellent and will achieve great things because of Blackwell, because she went to Blackwell. This is our achievement that we are going to take credit for. Classic. Principal Wells, this is Lieutenant Chris Rossi. Just wanted to let you know that Rachel Amber's investigation has officially been closed on our end. We always hope for that one magic clue. Once again, Arcadia Bay covers up another secret. We always keep our eyes and ears open, but that's all we can do for now. Thanks for all your help, Lieutenant Chris Rossi of Arcadia Bay Did I just say Arcadia Bay BPD? Yes, I did. Wow. I need more coffee. Arcadia Bay PD. Wow, that's super fucking useless. Thank you, Lieutenant Rossi. I love how he's like, well, Arcadia Bay covers up another secret. What can you do? Like, this is supposed to be your job. I mean, no, it's not. Like, the police were not created to solve crimes or actually help the public. The police were basically created to defend rich people and their property, in case you didn't know that. But, like, it sends me when people are like, oh, if we abolish the police, then who's gonna solve crime? And it's like, bitch, do you see the police solving crime? Like, when you get robbed, they show up, like, a million years later, basically, like, take some notes, say, whoops, sorry about that, and fuck off, and that's basically all that happens. Like, anyways.
Man,
oh, this is gonna make me even more angry.
Chloe. Bad, Chloe.
Bad take, Max. Royally bad take. Okay, I talk about this a lot in my video essay. Like, take a shot every time I say that. But let's read this first. Brief summary. Chloe Price is a problematic student at Blackwell. Despite the best efforts of the faculty and administration to guide her academically, Chloe does little homework and is often willfully belligerent to her teachers. She has caused numerous class disruptions with inappropriate comments and rude gestures to fellow students. She was recently suspended for spray paint and graffiti in the parking lot. Even though Chloe is an intelligent student with potential, she chooses to squander it on empty rebellion against a non-mandatory institution. Update. Chloe Price is no longer a student at Blackwell. See attached police reports. Fuck you. Okay, so, like, it sends me the way they're like, yeah, exactly. More Chloe bashing from the authorities. It sends me the way they're like, empty rebellion. She chooses to squander it on empty rebellion against a non-mandatory institution. Like, fucking choosing to see her cries for help, the fact that clearly this girl is not okay, as examples of empty rebellion, and calling her problematic. Like, literally labeling her as problematic in this report. Like, she's a human being. Like, she's a teenage girl. Like, what the fuck? Anyways.
Let's nab this last file, Sherlock. Always wanted to say nab.
Let's go research that.
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah. Okay, come on. It's cool. Shit. This keeps, like, fucking doing shit. I don't know what's up with it.
This pretty much sums up Kate. Shy and sweet.
Like, excuse you, that's a
And
fucking child.
place.
Literally. Okay, now we're gonna have to play what the fuck does this say again, because the chat's blocking it. I don't know what that first sentence says, but her GPA is consistently outstanding, along with her optimistic attitude and quiet work ethic. Her extracurricular activities... I cannot read that. Hang on, if I just undo this, then maybe I can read it better. Kate Marsh represents the very best of the students at Blackwell Academy. Her GPA is consistently outstanding along with her optimistic attitude and quiet work ethic. Her extracurricular activities with the Meals on Wheels program has been acknowledged by K-Bay 7 News, and her diverse religious studies program has been a welcome addition to the wide range of student-led spiritual programs at Blackwell. She also has one of the best attendance records in the school's history. Principal Wells, as the school nurse, I should inform you that Kate Marsh appears to have experienced some recent emotional or physical trauma. I spoke to her briefly and she was upset but vague and refused to talk further with me. I think it's important that we keep our eyes on her and make sure she's not under duress from other classmates, as is my suspicion. Regards, Anne Marie Berenchi? Sure. I think that's interesting because I talk about this also in my video essay, like, the school nurse, like, observing her and being like, hey, like, this girl has clearly experienced trauma, like, we should probably, like, keep our eye on her, and, like, you know, like, they didn't exactly do much in terms of helping her, like, and we can have a conversation about that further, about, like, how, like, the Blackwell is terrible at addressing the clear evidence of poor mental health amongst their students, and like helping disabled people not be traumatized and then spiral out of control in various ways. Like, they're fucking up all over the place with Nathan, with Kate, and with Chloe, but just in different ways. And the way gender and class affect these things is interesting. And of course, Game Assist go into this further and explore it brilliantly in their video essay on Life is Strange entitled The Price of Life, Gender, Disability, and Agency in Life is Strange. I cannot plug it enough. I should probably just put the link in the fucking chat by now, but I'll do that on break. Fantastic video essay. Mwah. So many great points. But anyways, like but I find it interesting how they were like, hey, like, Kate's not okay, we should keep an eye on her. The nurse makes a mention of that. But there's nothing like that in Chloe's file. There's no mention of that. The school nurse never was like, hey, we should probably keep an eye on her, not just because she seems to be not okay, but because she has lost her father and has undergone serious trauma, and we should probably, like, that might be a cause for concern. Like, there's nothing like that in Chloe's file, and I think that's interesting. And I think that's pretty indicative of, like, how they choose to perceive and treat her based on how she is behaving inexcusably regarding her gender. She is brash and angry and loud and rude and being problematic, as they say. She's not like I think I said this a bit last episode, like, she's not the perfect victim as opposed to Kate. And Kate's not treated well either. Like, she's effectively martyred by the community who didn't help her in any tangible way. Like, no one knows what they're fucking doing here. Like, Blackwell's just, like I said, just, like, fucking up on all grounds. Update. At present time, there is a security investigation into a controversial video allegedly featuring Kate Marsh at a Vortex Club party that has been uploaded onto the internet without her knowledge or alleged consent, along with her claim of being taken to the hospital during the party. See attached files for complete details. Okay, cool.
I think we found everything in here.
So, yeah,
I should go join Chloe now.
We got Kate's file. I think you should be able to look at Max's file, but I think I might have done it out of order, so now maybe I can't, but, like...
So, Nathan Prescott's dad is a bully,
No, we
too.
read this already.
Shocker. Like I'm not gonna read my own.
I wanted to draw attention to this because you can see here on the blue slip, it says initial IEP. And for those of you who are not either American or Canadian, an IEP in school is basically an individual education plan. It's for students with disabilities. I had one in school. So, but that's basically like canon confirmation that Max has a learning disability, like from the writers. Okay, her GPA I think is 2.8, which is basically my GPA, which is funny. No, my GPA is 2.7, but close enough. Brief summary. Max, as she prefers to be called, is considered a quiet, attentive student with much potential for her photography. Her GPA fluctuates, and she has acknowledged she should be doing better. Her teachers back up her quiet intelligence, though some complaints find her too nervous and nosy. That's weird. Some faculty members would like Max to speak up more in class and be more assertive. Others would like her to be less so, but this is a common student suggestion rather than a specific recommendation. That's interesting because, like, people being like, oh, she's too nervous or too quiet, that definitely feels like an attack on her clear anxiety, which is ableist, obviously, and unfair. And, like, teachers wanting her to either be more assertive or less assertive. Sarah, of course, made a really good point about this, how, like, people's like, standards of women tend to be interesting in the sense of, like, people don't like women being too, like, brash or, like, outspoken or assertive or whatever, because that's bad. Woman angry, woman bad. But also some people don't like women to be too, like, quiet or, like, too much of a wallflower pushover because they find that annoying or whatever. So it's funny how, like, in almost every situation, like, women never really measure up. Like, women and people who are often perceived and read as women, like myself, like, we're either, like, too quiet and too shy or too assertive and too bossy. We wear too much makeup or we don't wear enough. We're, like, too skinny or too fat. We're dressed too casually or we're trying too hard and too fancy, you know? Like, if we're involved in, like, geek shit or, like, stuff that men are traditionally interested in, we're just doing it for male attention or fake gamers or fake whatevers. But if we're into traditionally girly shit, then that's embarrassing and cringe and we deserve to be made fun of as well. Like, no matter what women do, just, like, I'm just gonna say we for now, even though I'm not technically a woman, just because, like, in terms of the way misogyny affects me, like, sometimes it's more convenient to just create, like, a general grouping. But, like, you know what I mean? But, like, trans shit, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it's, like, it's so fucking exhausting because it's, like, no matter what we do, it's never good enough and it's never right. And, like, I see this so much with the way men approach female characters. Like, there's a perfect right medium for some men where you have to be, like, bossy and badass enough for it to be kind of, like, hot and intriguing, but not too aggressive and abrasive, so it's not, like, scary and weird and too masculine. Like, and that's what this shit kind of reminds me of. That reminds me of the monologue from the Barbie movie. That's interesting. Yeah, I think it is similar because it's true, right? Update. Despite some recent confrontations with Blackwell security, Max showed herself to represent the very best of Blackwell Academy by stopping fellow student Kate Marsh from jumping off the dormitory roof today. At this time, there's an ongoing police faculty investigation, but Max's heroism is undisputed. Once again, themes of calling Max a hero. Rory, you weren't here for this, but I went into it a bit, how, like, people have this tendency to, like, sort of put Max up on this pedestal and, like, call her a hero for just, like, kind of basically doing the bare minimum or, like, doing something that, like, she really shouldn't be praised for because she's just, like, trying to be a decent human being and do the right thing. And, like, there are definitely interesting themes in this game of, like, Max having a bit of a hero complex and trying to be, you know, like, an everyday hero or whatever. And there's like, the game kind of sort of interrogates that idea and interrogates the idea of being a hero and, like, being super Max or whatever,
Max,
and talking about how, like, you know, she can't save everyone and she can't always
accuses Rachel of
fix and
bringing
control
drugs on
everything,
campus,
right?
and my step troll went along because he thinks Rachel was a bad influence on me. Assholes.
If David is teaming up with Nathan Prescott, that's a bad sign.
Nathan Prescott III. Ooh, he's so money. And you know the
He's so
Prescotts
money.
dropped major bank to bury Nathan's
That
real
makes me
file.
laugh.
Look, it reads like a rap sheet. Bad grades, teacher complaints, secret probation. But I was expelled?
And that's
At
that
least
on
Nathan was
classism
finally suspended.
and
Check out that
misogyny.
note. Open it.
It's just some crazy drawing.
It's not a drawing. Look. Rachel in the dark room. Rachel in the dark room. Over and over. That's it.
That's fucked up. What does this even mean? Nathan is truly psychotic. I know he has something to do with Rachel missing.
Whoa, listen to this. David M. always
What's
asks
interesting
what's
is,
going on
like,
in my head. David M.
Chloe
always helps
often,
me
or I wouldn't say
follow those
often,
he
but like
follows.
often enough in
Pretty
like this
cryptic.
game, and I think
No,
there's
it sounds like
examples
they
of it
formed
in
some sort
Before
of
the
weird
Storm
team,
as
the
well.
Super Hebrews.
Hang on.
Jesus.
I think there's examples of it in Before the Storm as well, of like Chloe making like casual, like, I guess you could say sanist comments against Nathan. For those of you who don't know, sanism is basically like an offshoot of ableism. That's basically like brain ableism, like ableism against those who are mentally disabled. So essentially neuromisogyny, I often describe it as like the combination of ableism and misogyny, particularly ableism directed against neurodivergent people, but I guess it's more so the combination of sanism and misogyny. But anyways, yeah, there's examples of like Chloe being sort of casually sanist against Nathan. I think that's interesting because like it's indicative of of real life. Like a lot of people say casual shit like that and they don't really think about it. And also like Chloe, as I mentioned, I think in episode 1, doesn't really have an understanding of herself as disabled, I think, or like any understanding of like disabled solidarity, which makes sense because she still is quite young. And like considering that Nathan has shot and killed her in another timeline and is constantly violent towards her and other women, it makes sense that she would be very hostile towards him. And I also don't want to necessarily think of them in community with each other because just yikes, like Nathan is terrible and violent to her. So that's a whole thing. But I do think it's interesting.
David was stalking Kate, hassling me, and now we know he was all over Rachel too.
Oh, we are so going into his garage files. Plus, I'm getting a little paranoid in here. We got our info, let's bail. But maybe we shouldn't leave without a gift.
No, you are not taking the cozy chair.
Max, do your powers include mind reading? Or did you just rewind because I tried to steal the chair? Shit, I'm confused.
It's the powers of best friendship. I know how you roll. We should definitely get out of here. We pressed our luck enough.
Hello, what have we here? Holy shit! Jackpot! Cha-ching!
Wowzer. That's a lot for the handicapped fund.
Dude, there's $5,000 here. I could pay Frank back tonight.
And like,
This will chill him out
why
after you
is it
almost,
in this
you know,
like yellow
shot
or
him.
whatever the fuck color that is?
Are you gonna make a big issue out of
Beigeish,
this?
orangish,
Or just
manola,
rewind
whatever
and
the
take the
fuck
greenbacks for yourself? I hope you didn't know I was
envelope,
gonna
like
lecture
in
you.
Principal Wells's desk instead of like a trust or an account or something. Okay, so I'm about to make the case for, I know this is controversial, but I'm about to make the case for why I think you should steal the money. First of all, we don't have tangible evidence that that money is actually going directly towards disabled people and disabled students. Blackwell is already so inaccessible, both in like on like an emotional and mental level as well as a physical level, and like the Prescotts are funding Blackwell, so they clearly have the money to upgrade the campus and make it more accessible. They just don't want to. They just choose not to invest in disabled students because they don't think it's worth it, because they don't care. And like the fact that it, like I said before, it's in an envelope in like his desk instead of in an account or a trust or something, like somewhere safer, or at least in a fucking like safe, like that seems very suspicious. Like you think that the disabled fund or the handicapped fund or whatever wouldn't just be like in an envelope in his desk. And if you steal the money, it is a surefire way that you can tangibly help an actual disabled person, Chloe. So like, yeah, I always say steal the money. Anything to do with Principal Twit is probably shady. Yeah, absolutely.
Frank knows things about Rachel, and he might talk if he's been paid, right?
You are Supermax. And with the leftover dough, I'll take you on a road trip to Portland for the day. We'll stock up on tats,
It's
beer,
interesting
weed,
observing-
donuts,
And books from Powell's?
and strip clubs.
I love her. I love her more than words.
You never know.
And books from Powell, she's so cute. Oh my god. But she's also me. Like,
I feel like shit for
I was
taking
thinking
that
about
money.
this the other day, and like, I often say that I am the love child of Chloe and Max because it's true. Like, my personality is very much like the combination of Max and Chloe. Like, I am very like angry and just like emotional and like Chloe, and I'm also very like kind of brain-wise all over the place, but also very creative like Chloe. And my taste in music and clothing is definitely more similar to Chloe, but Max-wise, my personality is definitely similar to her, and I am kind of, like, often very, I wouldn't say shy, but, like, I've been masking so long that I tend to, like, kind of be very conflict avoidant and kind of fawn as a way to deal with trauma, and I'm very often reserved in certain situations, and I'm very, like, socially awkward because of autism baby. And I'm also, like, kind of pretentious and kind of nosy. And yeah, so I'm definitely, like, a combination of both of their personalities. But what's interesting regarding stealing the money, what's interesting about the discourse surrounding this game is, like, it's funny when you see, or interesting, I guess, when you see the way different people talk about and respond to various things that happen in this game, because I think physically disabled people who are not mentally disabled don't really have an understanding of Chloe as a disabled person in this timeline. They just think of her as disabled in the other timeline, which, like, we can get into that whole shit show once we get there, but, like, and they talk about, like, people stealing the money and like Chloe, like, parking in the disabled parking spot, which are, like, that's bad. And, like, we can talk about how, like, if this money is supposed to be going directly to disabled people, like, it's probably not great that she takes it, but also Blackwell and, like, because and like Principal Wells, because they're being funded by the Prescotts, 1000% has the money to make the campus accessible. They're just choosing not to. And, like, I don't know, like, when I think when certain physically disabled people engage with a lot of, like, the discourse surrounding this game, there's a lot of, like, oh, Chloe is an abled person doing these things, and it's shitty, and abled people making these decisions because they're abled and being ableist, and that's shitty. And then, like, they talk about, like, Chloe being abled in this timeline versus Chloe being disabled in the other timeline. And, like, I 1000% agree with criticizing the clear ableism of how Chloe is written in the alternate timeline in episode 2, and, like, we'll get there when we get there. But it really bothers me when a lot of people clearly, like, overlook how she is disabled in this timeline because they don't get it. Like, they're not neurodivergent, so, like, they don't see it and they don't get it, and they have a very flawed understanding of what disability means. Like, I have a hard time talking about Chloe as a disabled person just in general in, like, casual discourse, because a lot of people don't think about disabled meaning people like us, like people like me, people like you, Rory. Like, I don't want to make assumptions about, your situation, but, like, people who aren't physically disabled. Like, because, like, a lot of people would see someone like me and, like, not think that I'm disabled. Or people who have, like, invisible disabilities. And, like, you feel weird in situations like that, because when you talk about disability, you often feel like you're intruding, because you're just rolling up to things, like, with your working legs and your working body, like, I am disabled, and I know certain people kind of side-eye for that, and it's annoying, because I wish we could have, like, and in some places they do, but, like, I wish we could have, like, a better understanding of, like, disability solidarity, and, like, we are all disabled, like, mentally ill people, neurodivergent people, it's the same shit. Disabled people, we're all disabled, it's all the same, we all have individual experiences, and, like, we have different experiences based on, like, neurodivergencies, and, like, different types of neurodivergencies and different, like, disabilities, and, like, we should definitely discuss that, but our political struggle of disabled people is the same, and it is shared, and we need to unite, because we are stronger that way. And, like, it just, some people don't really seem to get that, and it kind of bothers me. So yeah, I think it is interesting when you see, like, the discourse surrounding Chloe amongst certain physically disabled people when they don't really seem to, like, get that, like, she is disabled in this timeline. Anyways. Oh, God. Can't read this shit either. Because the chat is blocking it. Okay, let me see if I can just, like... Can I figure out how to, like, move you? Oh shit, I just did something, whatever. Anyways. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Prescott, we regret to inform you that Nathan Prescott has disrupted various classes over the past month despite repeated warnings and leniency. Due to a crude outburst and Due to a crude outburst in Mrs. Hoyta's intro to literature class on Tuesday, September 17th, warnings and leniency. Oh, I just read that line wrong. Hang on. Blah, blah, blah. Due to a crude outburst in Mrs. Hoyta's intro to literature class on Tuesday, September 17th, Nathan was sent back to his dormitory for the day without a proper write-up for his files. Nathan has enormous potential, but also erratic behavior patterns that may need supervision beyond Blackwell's ability. The school cannot tolerate these disruptions, so we hope you will discuss this matter with Nathan to impress upon him the severity of the situation. Please see attached files for the full reports. Yeah, see, like, that's Blackwell just being useless again and being like, we can't handle this, we don't know how to deal with this, and we don't want to deal with this. We can't have all of this stuff, like, mucking up our good image, so, like, fucking deal with your shit on your own. Like, get a handle on your crazy son, essentially. Like, it's just so fucking predictable, but also just really fucking frustrating. And dear Principal Wells, we received a rather outrageous and possibly slanderous letter from somebody in administration accusing Nathan of uncharacteristic, erratic behavior patterns. We are certain that this must be a mistake. Otherwise, we fear we will take Nathan out of Blackwell to a more prestigious and better funded institution. Please respond with a copy of the expunged disciplinary warning report. Fucking fuck. Okay, so, like, see, his father is also not helping either. Like, the fact that he just constantly, like, keeps using his money to erase this shit isn't helping because he makes the issue worse. He makes Nathan feel like he can just get away with everything, and then he doesn't get any help because, unfortunately, in our society, often the only way you actually receive any kind of tangible help and, like, how effective and appropriate that kind of help is debatable, mind you, but, like, is when you do something wrong, essentially. When you start, like, your behavior starts negatively affecting other people. That's often when you get help. Like, when it reaches a breaking point where your behavior is becoming noticeable to other people. It's about how it's not about how you're suffering. It's not about how your life is being impacted. It's about how the lives of others are being impacted. Like, often when you're getting a diagnosis for something, like, they ask, like, other people, like, so, like, have you noticed, like, such and such? Have you noticed this? Have you noticed that? And, like, they look for, like, essentially your behavior disrupting things in a way that, like, has an effect on other people, and it's obviously different depending on the diagnosis, but so that sucks. And also, like, obviously psychiatry is flawed, so, like, getting help isn't necessarily, like, the be-all end-all, and, like, yeah. But the money brings up an issue in our society. Things that a rich country can afford, like providing resources for disabled people, are often not funded on a systematic basis. Instead, it's left up to the whims of charity. Yeah. The money issue, because you see the way that, like, capitalism and ableism are linked, right? Because things cost money, being disabled is expensive, and taking care of disabled people is expensive, and the more money you have, the better equipped you will be able to do that. And, like, because of the way our society is set up, and because we have limited resources, because our capitalist society is designed specifically so we have limited resources for disabled people, we are made to be pit against each other and to fight each other for accommodations, and to fight each other for a spot, to fight each other for funding and resources and shit. Like, I saw this discourse going on TikTok a while back, but I don't think it ever really went away. I just left TikTok because, dear God, it's a shit show. But anyways, where people with ADHD were fighting about people, like, exploiting the system to get meds, essentially junkies, like, pretending to have ADHD so they can get Adderall, and how much they suck, and how that makes it hard for the rest of us, the real disabled people with ADHD who need our meds, and it makes it harder for us to get our meds because the system is constantly trying to weed out the fakers who are just junkies looking for a fix. That's essentially, like, the general discourse. And me and a lot of people are like, hey, excuse me, point here to add to this very frustrating discussion. Can we not blame other disabled people for suffering in this way and struggling with addiction? Can we instead blame the system and capitalism for having limited resources and not just giving the meds to people who need it instead of making us jump through hoops like fucking monkeys? Like, who does that serve and who does that help? Like, trying to weed out the real disabled people so we don't get addicts, like, abusing the system and abusing, like, maybe we wouldn't have addicts in the first place if the system wasn't the way it was, and if our society wasn't so fucked up the way it is, and if, like, systems weren't, like, set up the way they are, like, but until we fix all of that shit, just, like, trying to keep medication under lock and key to avoid people accidentally, like, to avoid people exploiting it is not helpful. That's only going to end up hurting more people. That's only going to end up hurting more disabled people. And, like, addicts are disabled. Like, sorry, I hate to break it to you, but, like, under our society, under the context of our ableist society, addiction is a disability because of the way it affects you and how people treat you. I don't care how we got here. Like, politically speaking, you are disabled. And, like, you have no way of telling if those people actually have ADHD or not. Like, you have no way of being like, oh, I actually have ADHD, but this person's faking just to get a fix. Like, and even if they are, who gives a shit? It's not your goddamn business. Just bullish capitalism. Like, it's fuck. You're fighting the wrong people. It's so frustrating. But, like, the system and society is designed in this way to, like, pit us against each other, make us fight each other. And it's so frustrating. Sorry. Wow, no one asked for that tangent. Anyways, back on track. Hopefully you're all still here and you didn't just, like, leave me. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Prescott, we regret to inform you that Nathan Prescott has disrupted various classes over the past... Wait, I read this already. Fuck me dead and sideways. I read this already. Yeah, I read this already. Okay. God. No, please do not apologize. That was amazing. Thank you, Rory. The rant we didn't ask for, but the one we needed. Thanks, guys. Okay. Blackwell Incident Report, Nathan Prescott. The following is a list of reported incidents involving Nathan Prescott. There seems to be a pattern of outbursts and confrontations followed by remorse and repentance. We suggest his parents remove him from the school and place him under expert psychological supervision. See, like, the vibes of this are also not great. Like, the vibes of we need to just put him in a like a cell essentially and throw away the key because he's dangerous. Those carceral vibes of psychology and psychiatry are not great and not helpful. Like, Blackwell just being like, we don't want to fucking deal with this shit, so, like, just get him out of here, take him away, is typical but also disappointing and upsetting. And it's not the solution. Like, I wish, like, schools were like, but it all comes back to money, like Steve, like you said, like, it all comes back to funding, and, like, because the school just, like, I mean, it's not like they don't have the money for this shit, though, or the resources, because they could, because, like I said, the Prescotts are funding them. Like, Nathan's father 1000% has the money to try and get him the help he needs, but psychiatry is flawed, our society is flawed, and he doesn't want to help Nathan, because he doesn't see anything wrong with the way he's parenting Nathan, and how his behavior has an effect on Nathan's behavior, and the way he sees the world, and how he goes on to treat people as a reflection of how Sean Prescott treats people. Like, so it's like, the problems are all systemic, and the problems are also, like, generational, and it's messy, and it's fucking messy. Anyways. Yada yada yada. Throwing a desk in class, cursing at his English teacher, lighting firecrackers in the bathroom, stealing school supplies, threatening the school custodian, attempted theft of campus Tobanga statue. That's interesting. Hang on, my throat's killing me. Okay, no, but that's interesting, because if you think about Nathan stealing the Tobanga, like, something, white colonial violence, something, like, because the Tobanga's already been stolen from its original people. Like, the Tobanga shouldn't even be on Blackwell to begin with, but, like, Nathan stealing it is, like, interesting because of, like, the Prescotts representing, like, patriarchy and also colonialism and capitalism and how all those things are intertwined, right? Okay. David Madsen and Nathan Prescott have both come to my office to warn me that Rachel Amber has been a drug mule, in Mr. Madison's talk radio terminology, acting as a front for another local dealer. Considering Rachel's exemplary status, I told David that I would need more concrete proof, and he promised he had more to show. I was surprised to get an unscheduled visit from Rachel Amber. She seemed quite upset and claimed that David Madsen was following her and taking photographs. Classic David. David would deny this, and given the questionable company Rachel has been keeping, I'm not certain I can believe her right now. Fucking just... Blackwell continuing to be the worst, Principal Wells continuing to be the worst, it's just a fucking disaster. David continuing with his surveillance bullshit that is not helping anyone.